All right. That's as far as I can grasp, but I can see you bringing evidences for it. And if he travels elsewhere, or another scholar is available in the city, and he studies under him, and he asks him issues, and he finds that he answers in a different way, and when he finds there is a difference, he questions why, and the scholar explains to him that the difference is due to an issue of some evidence. That is, the new scholar who is studying under, he brings to him new evidence, different from the evidence that the other scholar had told him. Or he may bring the same evidence and add another explanation of how to extract the ruling from that evidence. Now, after he has listened to both, if he now concludes that the second scholar's explanation seems to be most accurate, then he must now follow the ruling of that second scholar. He cannot say, well, oh, no, my original teacher, I'm going to have to stick with his opinion. Though I think what you're saying is correct, but I owe him allegiance. I'm his main student, so I have to stick with his opinion. No, this is not the way. If we do that, then we're not seeking knowledge. We're not really seeking knowledge. And we're going against the madhab of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We're sticking to one scholar, person of knowledge, blindly rejecting evidence that comes to us simply because we have attached ourselves to this individual. Is the individual infallible? No. He was a human being. When Imam Malik was asked by his students, if a person followed a Sahabi in everything that the Sahabi did, would he be on the right path? As some people quote this hadith, Ashabi kan nujum, bi'ayyihim iqtadaytum ihtadaytum. Supposedly Prophet ﷺ said, my companions are like stars. Any one of them you follow, you will be rightly guided. You can find this in Fazaili Amal. Fabricated hadith, not authentic. So when the students of Imam Malik asked, if we follow the Sahabi, would be on the right path. They're the best of generations. So if we just take one of them and just follow him in everything he did, will we be on the correct path? Imam Malik said, no. No. Unless that Sahabi was himself correct. Because the truth is one. And the only one who was free from error is the one in that grave. And he pointed to the grave of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He taught from the masjid of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He was the only one infallible. And his madhab is to follow him believing that he was infallible. Follow him in whatever he has instructed us to do, avoiding whatever he has forbidden us. That is his madhab. If we follow anyone else blindly, then we have undermined, we have corrupted the madhab of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So whoever we find amongst us, however great this scholar may be, he is a human being who makes mistakes, and to follow what he says blindly, simply because he said it, that is deviation. That is misguidance. So, we as individuals may study under scholars from any madhab, be he Shafi'i, Maliki, Ahli Hadith, whatever. The scholar is reputable, he has knowledge, he knows, it is clear, he is known in the society as being knowledgeable, we can study under him. No harm. However, whenever any evidence comes to us to the contrary of what that scholar teaches us, then we must leave what the scholar has taught and follow the evidence. That is what is obligatory on us. And all of the leading imams were unanimous on this. That if an authentic hadith of Rasulullah ﷺ comes to someone, it is not permissible for him to leave that hadith for the opinion of any of us. That's what Imam Shafi'i and the others would say. And Imam Shafi'i was also known to say, إِذَا صَحَّ الْحَدِيث فَهُوَ مَذْهَبِي. If the hadith turns out to be authentic, that is my madhab, my true madhab. Meaning if it turns out to be false, that's not my madhab. So, for those people who claim to follow Imam Ash-Shafi'i in Salatul Fajr, who stand up and make qunut every Salatul Fajr, know that it was based on a weak hadith. It is inauthentic. It is inauthentic. It's been proven by the scholars of hadith that that hadith is inauthentic. He taught it, Imam Shafi'i taught it, believing that it was authentic. It has been proven without a shadow of a doubt to be inauthentic. As a result, for someone to know that and to continue to make qunut in Fajr is deviation, is misguidance. It is blindly following what is incorrect and leaving the sunnah of Rasulullah ﷺ, which is not to make qunut in every Fajr. That was his sunnah. That is his authentic sunnah. He did not make qunut in every Fajr. Similarly, those who claim to follow Abu Hanifa, who pray as men with their hands below their navel, know that the hadith for the hand below the navel is fabricated. It is attributed to Imam Ali, but it is fabricated. It has in its chain known fabricators. So the practice of placing your hands right on left below your navel is not authentic. Know that to pray one salah for men and another salah for women, know that this is not from the madhab of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Sallu kama ra'aytumuni usalli." Pray as you saw me pray. One way. And the women around the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam prayed in the same way that he prayed. And this is authentically narrated from the female companions that they prayed as the men prayed. So this practice of inventing another salah for women is false. It involves a number of errors, contradictions to what Prophet Muhammad ﷺ commanded. He said, don't put your elbows on the ground, and you are taught as women to put your elbows on the ground. He said, don't put your chest on your thighs. You're taught to put your chest on your thighs. He said, when you're making ruku', that your back should be a 90 degree, but you pray with your back not 90 degrees, only touching your knees with your fingertips. All of these are infractions, breaking the rulings of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So, when we look at the sunnah, the way, the madhab of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it is contained within the various madhabs. But no single madhab has contained the madhab of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Know that.